So I remember one time I was teaching class, and I was like, let me mix it up a little bit.
Oh, how'd that go?
And I started the class, and I put on C.T. Fletcher, and I started off with, everybody, shut the F up. And everybody was like,
if we put like a requirement that we have to meditate, or I have to meditate every day for 15 minutes or 10 minutes, then it almost feels like it's a job, like it's a task. And I think the guilt piece is, and I've struggled with this as well, I missed a day, I missed a few days. Oh, that's so bad. Why did I do that? But actually, when you come back to practice each time, it's a new practice. And just also playing around with like time of day. I actually book my meditation time in my calendar. Probably indicates the kind of person that I am. It works for me. So I try and remind myself, okay, just even if it's just 5 minutes, think about how that could impact what you do next. Mm-hmm. And that often always gets me to go, okay, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. And, sometimes if I miss it, I miss it. And I've gotten to the point now where it's like, there's too much energy that I waste on giving myself a hard time. And then when I do come back and practice again, I'm like, okay, I'm practicing again.
Yeah. Well, just realizing, when you have that guilt arise, there's this whole story of the two arrows, right? The first arrow that hits us is the guilt that you described, like, oh, I'm not doing it enough, or I'm not serious enough about it. And then the second arrow might be a judgment of that guilt, like, I shouldn't be feeling guilty. I don't want to feel guilty, and trying to get rid of it and kind of, getting caught up in the initial emotion. So even in those moments, just remembering that you're practicing. When you're having a thought, when you have a thought that says, like, I'm not doing enough, just go, wow, like some compassion first. I wish I had more time. And what a sweet thing to want to have. And then just, maybe even some loving kindness. Like, I hope you get more time. I hope may you have space in your day to do more of this, and connecting with the feeling that you might want to have, or the memory of a time where you did meditate, and wishing that for yourself.
Yeah, I would also just say, like, your path is your path, I have a lot of people that will message me like, hey, I wish I was like you. I wish I could be as calm as you and as zen as you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like, but there's so much more that's here, like, my path is my path. It's unique. If I was to put all my stuff on a table and you put yours, you'd maybe take all yours back, and comparison is just such a thief of like presence and joy, and like your mission, and get clear on your intention. Why are you showing up? What's motivating you to be here? And how can you let go of like the expectations around it, because I think also expectations can really drive you away of like, I'm going to sit down after this 10-minute meditation. I'm not going to have anxiety. And then you leave and you're like more anxious than you've ever been in your life. Because another thing is meditation is hard. It's not an easy thing to do if you've never done it, Yeah,
it kind of speaks to the concept of beginner's mind,
Yeah.
Oftentimes I think we base our now on what we didn't do.
Yeah.
Or something we wanted to do that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so now, that's where the guilt comes. But also keeping in mind that, once you're aware of that guilt, then boom, right there, you're being present.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong to how to meditate. Like, there's no right or wrong meditation. And I love what you said also, Dora, that intention. I do mantras. So I ask myself often, okay, what is my intention? That kind of brings me back to the present.
I think even like playfulness, like every teacher that I thought would be so serious and stern is just funny and like so lighthearted, you know? And sometimes I'll come to my practice like, today, 15 minutes, uninterrupted, sit down, Dora, like, let's do this. And I'm like, why am I so serious, you know? Like,
do y'all know who C.T. Fletcher is? No? So C.T. Fletcher is he's a bodybuilder. He trains people. So when he's training, he uses a lot of profanity. But one of the things that he always says is, everybody, shut the F up, you know? So I remember one time I was teaching class, and I was like, let me mix it up a little bit.
Oh, how'd that go?
And I started the class, and I put on C.T. Fletcher, and I started off with, everybody, shut the F up, you know? And everybody was like,
Yeah.
but then he just busted out laughing, you know? And just that kind of set the tone, like, all right, it's not that serious.
yeah.
You know, like, allow yourself to laugh sometimes. All right, let's just taking a gentle deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with that exhalation, just dropping in, letting your attention, letting your presence drop into this moment. And in this next moment, what I'm going to ask you to do, in the best way that you can, is very slowly and gently allow a smile to form on your face. Nice and slow, allowing it to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The biggest smile you can possibly form. And just holding it for a few moments. And with your next breath, slowly letting it go. Smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And now paying attention to any sensations in your body, noticing any shifts in your emotions, and noticing any shifts in your thought process and in your thoughts that are present. And if it's comfortable for you, taking a gentle deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Gently opening your eyes. So I actually got that meditation from, it's like smile therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like waiting for you to say something like outrageous.
I know.
And now,
Stick out your tongue.